Hi, welcome back. Have you wanted to set boundaries but feel guilty? Well, in this video, we're going to discuss how to set boundaries and not feel guilty with 5 tips on how to set boundaries. Hi, I'm Marie Morin. I'm a therapist and a wellness coach, and I help busy professional women develop a daily self-care routine so that they could finally bust through limiting beliefs, let go of self-critical talk, and step into their most aligned, confident selves. Let's get started. So boundaries are the limits you set in relationships. They define what's acceptable and not acceptable for you. They're necessary. If you don't have boundaries, you can't really have well-being because you're doing things contrary to what's best for you. If you're feeling guilty about setting a boundary, it's a pretty good sign that you really do need to set the boundary, and then there's inconsistencies between what you expect of yourself in not considering your well-being and what you think you should do for others. So let's talk about guilt. Guilt is a very normal emotion. You have guilt because if you do something that you didn't want to do, you broke a moral code or a standard of yours. Let's say you got into a car accident because you were speeding and someone got injured, you feel guilty. That's normal. You're going to feel guilty about that, and it's a good thing because it teaches us through that experience and we learn. Guilt that teaches us is an adaptive response. It's good for us. But then there's maladaptive guilt. It's guilt that really does not serve to help us. You might have learned through cultural experiences that you're expected to do different things and certain things, and sometimes they're to your detriment. For example, maybe you're expected to always be somewhere whenever someone calls. And this high demand and expectation creates a lot of conflict within you because you're not able to really do what you need to do to be well. So in this case, that's a maladaptive guilt, and it doesn't serve to help you. This could be very difficult to break, but it can be done in a very gentle manner. This may also happen if you no longer follow the strict guidelines of right and wrong of certain religious beliefs. And then there's the guilt of social pressure. If your social group is doing it, then you may think you need to do the same thing and believe the same way. This can create maladaptive guilt. And then there's the guilt that we learn in childhood. We may have learned that we're responsible for someone else's disappointment, their anger, their being upset. Maybe you learned to feel guilty and you were always wrong for things that you did. And this experience can create an atmosphere where guilt thrives. Maybe you're highly self-critical in such a way that you mistrust your feelings, your thoughts, and your emotions, and you second-guess yourself with negative self-talk that makes for a breeding ground for guilt. You may question yourself in an impossibly rigid standard, like always being available for someone no matter what time of the day or night it is. This usually means your standard is too high and it's to your detriment. And then there's the anxiety of what you will do or what you won't do or what you will say and what you don't say. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I don't do this? What if I don't do that? Let's talk about how to manage the self-critical talk that helps us to feel guilty. First, we have to practice combating the negative thoughts. So let's say you want to create a boundary with a friend who's violating your boundary of privacy by telling others information about you that you haven't given them permission to tell. So you may think in your head, oh, I'm a terrible friend if I tell her. She's going to be upset and then I'm going to feel bad. All of this type of self-talk leads to more feelings of guilt. Instead, be objective with your thoughts and what's accurate. Wanting your privacy to be respected is reasonable. It doesn't make you a bad friend. Your boundary is important to you. You can tell them calmly and respectfully, and you're not responsible if they get upset, and you're still a good friend. So here's your 5-step plan to set a boundary and not feel guilty. So step 1 is to really check out your values and beliefs regarding your role in the relationship. Are you noticing any of the maladaptive things that are going on for you? If you're being alerted, there are some glitches in your views. Your body will let you know. Are you feeling anxious? Are you exhausted? Are you overwhelmed? Maybe confused? Are you second-guessing yourself? Step 2. Consider meditating, journaling, or speaking to a trusted friend or professional and process your beliefs. What this means is you just take some time to think about, what are you thinking? How does it feel to you? Doing that restructuring that we talked about earlier. Look at the inconsistency and compare it to what is accurate. We're not selfish or mean when we stand up for what we think and feel. We are wise. Step 3, permit yourself to attend to your needs compassionately. We're not mean or selfish. We're wise when we know when to say no. Start slowly by resurrecting your assertiveness skills. Remember those? Decide to speak your voice despite your fear of what they might say or think. You'll be okay. Step 4, create a plan for your boundary. Wait for a time when you're rested and prepared. Get support if you need it. It could be a tough situation because you can't guarantee how they're going to react, and you have to be fit for the challenge. So getting support means talking to someone that you know will be able to bounce back ideas and give you opportunity to vent. Speak with your heart and your head, and let your friend know you care for them and that this will help your relationship grow. Remember, healthy boundaries are clearly stated, easy to remember, and able to adhere to. Think of your boundary as a way to declare your voice. Step 5, extend kindness and respect to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Treat yourself with the same type of compassion. Remind yourself that you're doing your best, and be generous with self-grace. When your friend respects your boundary, let them know that you appreciate them. Okay, I hope this has been a help to you. If it has, hit the like. If you like this type of teaching, please ring the bell and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what your experience with boundaries have been, what your experience with feeling guilt has been, and how this has helped you. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Bye.